duty change is the last prepare leaving the station before the race cycle commences. To date, the record of President Trump and this Congress on the matter of doing things, either satisfying the responsibilities made amid the last race crusade or authorizing things that individuals see as useful, is, to be caring, wretched. For the President and this Republican Congress, charge change is the main staying true blue chance to guarantee the mantle of overseeing admirably, and for the benefit of the general population. Given this, for what reason would they begin with such a lukewarm and foolish proposition as the one laid out by the organization and the congressional authority a week ago? The objective of expense change ought to be to make more noteworthy monetary action by making our dynamic duty framework more pleasant, more straightforward and helpful for more prominent profitability and more viable speculation. Our duty laws are irrationally unpredictable. They make capital be put basically keeping in mind the end goal to maintain a strategic distance from charges instead of to produce monetary development. Moreover, various reasonings and exceptions are really uncommon intrigue giveaways wedged into the expense laws throughout the years because of viable campaigning by their possible recipients. The Democrats will obviously broadcast, with the help of their press acolytes, that any assessment change proposed by the Republicans benefits the rich and bamboozles every other person. This is just a mantra of the political playbook of the left, which now overwhelms the Democratic initiative plan in Congress. They are not going to partake in any exertion at assess change that would be valuable and bipartisan, since to do as such is chance losing the ethical high ground, as they see it. Republicans will see resistance instead of collaboration from the Democratic administration in Congress, paying little respect to what particular course the GOP seeks after. This is awful. Be that as it may, it is likewise reality. Accordingly, Republicans require a duty change charge that does what ought to be finished. The proposition presented by the White House and the Republican initiative comprises of a bundle of warmed-over scraps from the individuals who figure they should subtlety charge change to make it less powerless against assaults from the left, The New York Times and NPR. Pacifying the left is never great arrangement for Republicans. In the event that they will do a solitary gathering charge utilizing compromise, influence it intense, to make it moderate and influence it to have the correct stuff to drive financial development and make occupations. A best individual rate of 35%, and potentially a 39% rate, as proposed in the White House design, is foolish. The best Reagan-Rostenkowski rate was 28%. The best Simpson-Bowles rate was 25%. The best White-Coats rate was 26%. This was altogether done in an income-unbiased structure while keeping up the progressivity of the assessment framework. To advance a best rate of up to 39% isn't assess change. It is business as usual. At that point there is the compensation for expected to get this conditional assessment change. It is altogether laid at the feet of the cancellation of the state and neighborhood imposed conclusion, otherwise called SALT. One self-evident, yet disregarded, lesson of duty change history is that everybody's toes must be ventured on with a specific end goal to pay for rate decreases and achieve rearrangements. The weight for adjusting the books on income impartial expense change can't be set exclusively on decreasing or disposing of one finding. To refer to an old New Hampshire maxim, you can't arrive from here utilizing just a single derivation. Despite the fact that the SALT finding is an appealing target, since it is a conclusion that powers low assess states like New Hampshire to finance the wickedness of high-charge states like California, regardless it isn't a practical approach. In the event that duty change is to be acknowledged, it needs some fragrance of reasonableness about it. Reasonableness requires that everybody is in the watercraft together with regards to having derivations and exclusions slice or shortened so as to pay for rate decreases. The most ideal approach to finish this adjust isn't to single out particular findings, as this brings into play an excessive number of bodies electorate of restriction. Or maybe it is to adopt the strategy proffered by Mitt Romney when he kept running for president, as a Republican, recall? This approach tops the derivations at a level of a citizen's wage. It is a basic, justifiable approach. Revoking SALT just, or drastically lessening it, is neither great expense change approach nor great governmental issues, particularly for those Republicans from high-charge states. A percent of pay finding is great approach in great legislative issues. Republicans are just going to get one shot at this push to accomplish something right, it appears. The time has come to reset their objectives and charge change, make it huge, and change the elements of the level-headed discussion. The time has come to draw brilliant lines separating between the cess laws that are arcane, unreasonably unpredictable, work-killing and out of line on one hand, and a duty structure that really simplifies the law, makes it more attractive and incredibly boosts individuals to be profitable on the other. The White House and the Republican Congress need to quit being so darn provisional about expense change and bringing down rates. They can and ought to grab the open door and claim their own high ground by advancing change that gives the country financial development and reasonableness. Judd Gregg, R., is a previous representative and three-term congressperson from New Hampshire who filled in as executive and positioning individual from the Senate Budget Committee, and as positioning individual from the Senate Appropriations Foreign Operations Subcommittee.